I am Joel McLeod, and welcome to the 905er. Where are you listening to this podcast right now? Are you going for a walk in your car? Perhaps sitting at a computer and you've put this on in the background? Working from home and you have this podcast on to keep you up to date or entertained as you finish up your reports? I have been told we are an excellent background noise for those who work from home, especially to keep you motivated and focus on the task at hand. If you're one of the millions of 905ers who also work from home, no doubt you have different tricks of the trade to keep yourself focused. Do you have a spot that you like to get away to? A cafe or library that helps you work? Well, our guest today has probably the most innovative spot imaginable to keep himself focused on work. If you are online, you may have come across Ryan Zeitz on your social media feeds. Ryan is a comedian who works from home, writing material and promoting himself online, a full-time gig, if you will. So where does he do all of this work? Well, Ryan discovered the value of a season membership pass at Canada's Wonderland. Since July, he has set up shop at the park to work from home and has been sharing his experiences through social media. Ryan is a comedian, a peer support worker, and keynote speaker living with bipolar disorder and ADHD. He is the creator of the Mental Health Comedy Night, a recurring mental health themed comedy fundraiser in support of the CAMH Foundation, which has raised nearly $10,000 since its inception. Ryan joins me today to talk about what it's like to work from Canada's Wonderland and if that season pass is truly worth it. Okay.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. When you visit the doctor, you probably hand over your insurance, your ID, and contact details. It's just one of the many places that has your personal info. And if any of them accidentally expose it, you could be at risk for identity theft. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second. If you become a victim, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Thank you, Ryan Zeitz, I know him from the internet. You probably know him as well from the internet, for coming on to talk about probably what is the zaniest and most inventive ways of staying motivated in the workplace. Ryan, thank you very much for coming on to the 905er today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So, in case our listeners don't have TikTok, some may not. You've decided to spend this summer working from home, and you've declared that your home is basically Canada's Wonderland up in Vaughan. I'm not going to try and to sugarcoat it. You tell us, how did this come about? What does this entail? Go.
For sure. So I mean, there was actually a world where I wasn't even going to buy this pass or even go to Wonderland at all this year. Like I'm from York region. I'm born and raised, and used to go to Wonderland all the time as a kid. And as an adult, there's just not, people move away, people are in the city, people can't make it out, and so it was never really worth it to buy a pass. I haven't had a season's pass until this year for probably for 10, 12 years. I was scrolling on, whether it was Instagram or TikTok or whatever, saw an ad. They had some crazy deal where it was like $99 for a pass, and it included parking, which was like an all-time first. And so I asked my girlfriend and if she'd be interested in going a handful of times, because if you buy it now, like midsummer, you get all of this year plus all of next year until December 31st of 2026. So I technically purchased a 2026 pass that gave me access from like July until the end of this year too. So I bought it, and we just went for like a weekend, and I added the dining plan onto it too, which was like $110 for the year and a half, and a premium drinks plan, which also good for the year and a half. All in, it was like a little over $420. And I get 2 square meals a day, unlimited drinks, the Wi-Fi, access to this private VIP lounge, which I actually upgraded to the top tier of seasons pass. I had to go from like the 99 pass to the 199 prestige
Okay.
pass. So I get access to this VIP lounge with like comfy couches. We have a movie theater popcorn machine in there. It's wild.
So what's the reaction from Canada's Wonderland been to this? Because this is a like, are they like, oh my god, he's cracked the code and he's found the loophole, we got to shut this guy down now? Or are they like, no, Ryan, please right this way, sir, let us show you to your special VIP seat on this ride? Like, what's the response been from the park?
That's a great question. Honestly, I haven't heard anything from anybody like too high up. Um, I've spoken with some of the their like supervisorial staff who have come to like talk to me and stuff, and I checked with them. I'm like, hey, like, are you guys happy with what I'm doing? Like, you guys, I read the terms and conditions like very thoroughly
Right,
before
right.
deciding to start posting about this. Like, I wanted to go to law school, so like I have a particular affinity for reading fine print and stuff like that, and like. That's why I don't swear in any of my videos. There's occasionally some innuendo. I do call them Daddy Wonderland after all. Uh, but but yeah, but the one thing that was really cool actually about 3 weeks ago, the executive chef, his name's Corey, the executive chef of Wonderland in charge of all food operations, came to talk to me in my office in the VIP lounge. And just and he told me that he loves my videos and that he appreciates that I paint the food in a positive light,
Hmm.
which like again, like at the end of the day, it's amusement park food.
Right.
Nobody's expecting haute cuisine, but I also don't think that people give it a fair shake either. Insofar as like, you know, I'm eating meals of like brisket, potatoes, and a dinner roll. Like that's a decent meal. I'd eat that at home. It's not like it's all corn dogs and hot dogs and fries and crap.
Well, that was kind of one of my questions. Like, how when I think of Canada's Wonderland, I don't think like your diet. I was thinking that must be play havoc on your system, because I can't imagine eating amusement park food 2 meals a day for a year and a half. I'm not sure. I'm not sure science has proven what that does on the human digestive system, and I'm wondering, like, are you getting any kind of regrets about this? You think like, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I should rethink this plan.
Uh, so so very early in the journey, I actually brought this up to my doctor. I told my GP all about it.
Hmm.
And I did a blood panel and I'm gonna start doing like blood panels every couple of months to track everything just to be safe. But because yeah, I mean, I get tons of comments in on all the videos and people are like, "Oh, this is like supersize me. Oh, you're gonna gain 150 pounds." And I'm like, I'm eating a 4 ounce portion, like a quarter pound of brisket, some potatoes, and a dinner roll. That's a healthy meal. I'm going to Manchu Wok. I'm having lo mein noodles with a 7 ounce portion of beef. It's got button mushrooms. It's got celery. There's some julienne carrots in there. Like again, is it like absolute health diet food? No. But is it equivalent to like the crap that I eat at home anyways? It's probably healthier than, making a microwave dinner or
Sure.
whatever. Because this whole thing was born from the fact that like I have very, very severe ADHD. Um, and the whole reason why I started working from home from Wonderland in the first place was because for that body doubling aspect, I get more work done.
Hmm.
I'm more productive when I'm out of the house. Because when I'm at home, there's 1,001 different things that distract me and that wreak
Okay.
havoc in my mind. You
Okay. On
know?
that note, so you say you get distracted at home, and you decide it's better for me to go work at Canada's Wonderland.
Yeah, I know, and it sounds weird, right? Because like,
So
oh,
like,
there's all the rides and
well, that's it.
everything.
Like, you just
Yeah.
like, oh, I haven't been on that one in an hour. Let's go get in line for that one.
Well,
How do you stay focused to do your job at Canada's Wonderland?
Well, that's the beauty of it, right? So like again, so when I'm at home, I see my desk. My desk is messy. That stresses me out. I have to, I got to organize this. I know that I have laundry to do. I know that I have dishes I have to clean. I know that I have sweeping I've got to do. I could sit down and watch Netflix. I have to cook myself 2 meals a day. So like a lot of time is saved just being there. And just my mind is constantly racing with like 101 different things where like the way that like a hyperactive ADHD brain like mine works is that I'm constantly doing like a cost benefit analysis of my time. Like it's all opportunity cost. Oh, well, I gotta clean the desk because if my desk isn't clean, I don't know where things are. So then I gotta clean that. But if I clean the desk right now, well then that's 2 hours that I'm not working on my video or making my graphic design or this or that. There's also the concept of body doubling.
Hmm.
Body doubling is a really cool concept where just like when you're in a room, when there's somebody else in the room, or in this case, like lots of people in a room, in the VIP lounge, uh, it gives me more accountability. I can't slack off because I'm being perceived. People
Right.
are there. There is that like extra layer of accountability. And so, yeah, so like when I'm in the VIP lounge is it's its own separate unit from the amusement park outside. And there's almost kind of that reward, right? Like I'm able to encourage myself to get the work done because then, oh, as soon as you're done the tasks that you've set for yourself for today, you've created and edited this video and made 10 social media posts about your next comedy show and whatever, you get the reward of going on some rides. And that's kind of that motivator to go do the thing. And then also I don't have to cook or clean or anything. So like I'm
Well,
saving time cooking meals too.
it, yeah, and before we hit record, we had talked about what you weren't doing this interview from a roller coaster or from a ride, and you gotta think like that one. Like in my head, I was thinking that would make for an interesting FaceTime call. You know, it's something like you're trying to if you're trying to book a gig or whatever, and you're on the phone call with a club, and they're just like, okay, what's going on here? And you're going up, it's like, wait, hang on, here comes the loop, and you know, but you tell me that's not allowed at Canada's Wonderland.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is a safety issue, right? Like I'm a comedian, but safety is no joke, is what I always say in the comments when people
Fair
ask
enough.
me to record on rides and stuff. I mean, they do occasionally do like small promos and stuff where they will like approve safety mounted GoPros or something on
Right.
the front of a thing when they do their own marketing or like if the news comes or something like that. Um, but generally, I'm actually still trying to look into because I know some people are doing um POVs, like POV
Right.
videos with like the Ray-Ban Meta glasses and stuff like that. Um and it's like as long as it's secured with a strap. Like the whole idea is having loose articles on
Right.
a
Right.
coaster going 120 kilometers an hour. You know, things can fly off. You're at a height of 300 feet that smacks somebody in the head. That could be very, very dangerous. Um, but yeah, so I mean, but I'm looking into. I'm trying to find out who to talk to find out like if that's technically allowed by the park. Because I'm trying my best to be as above board as humanly possible.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm a little surprised that somebody from Park, executive hasn't reached out to you because this is uh, free publicity to just the notion. Um, and as we're heading into like the fall and winter seasons, though, I mean, we're getting out of the summer, the fun months. It's getting chillier. Like, how do you think this is going to still work out for you? Or is it just going to be you just go and hang out at the VIP lounge, but that will have less people because the fall and winter months are notoriously just less busier. How do you think this is going to go in those as we get into the colder weather?
For sure. I mean, to address the first point about like whether or not somebody's reached out to me, I mean that I would also love. I mean, there are people who have accused me of like being a shill or like that I am a paid actor or whatever there, and I'm like, I wish. Like I would love Wonderland to pay me for these. I'm a stand-up comedian in Canada. I make negative money on a lot of shows. When you factor in the travel and stuff, like please, if somebody wants to sponsor me or hit me up, do it. I'm here. But and I was actually just talking about this with my friend the literally yesterday at the park where he was like, yeah, like we're heading into the slow season. Like now would be a golden opportunity to, you know,
Right.
have me as like a UGC kind of creator to be able to kind of get people out to the park during this slow season. Uh, I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure what the fall or winter is going to look like from a park perspective because it's been like, I mean, we're going into like Halloween haunt season now.
Right, right, right.
I'm not a big haunted house guy. I've never really done them. So like I've literally never been to the park my entire life for Halloween haunt. So I don't know how busy it is or what rides they have open. From what I've heard and seen on like, Reddit posts and
Mhm.
Facebook groups and stuff, a good chunk of the rides will still be open for the majority of the fall. And then apparently a decent chunk of them are still operating in the winter because Winterfest is relatively new from what I understand. Again, this is all like I don't want to speak out of turn and pull stuff out of my ass, but yeah, I think there's still a decent amount of rides that are open in the winter. So it obviously will be slower though.
Well, but again, if Canada's Wonderland is looking for an opportunity to promote this, kind of off-season uh, uh, business, this would be a potential opportunity. There you go. I'm wondering. So you've been doing this for about half a summer, as you said, and I know you because I follow your TikTok account, and I know that you've posted on there about how people have said that you're a shill, or how dare you work from Canada's Wonderland, which I thought is a weird flex for people to have. But I wonder what's the public response been, because you've kind of shot yourself into the kind of the public sphere here, and I am honestly amazed that people are like, Ryan, you're a jerk for working from Canada's Wonderland. And I'm like, what's the public response, and kind of what's your opinion on that?
For sure. I mean, over I will say about 98% of comments are so positive and so lovely. Like it's actually blown my mind. And whether that's like TikTok filter, because TikTok has like really, really sensitive filters for negative things and
Mm-hmm.
insults and slurs and swears and things. So like it could just be that like a bunch of that's getting filtered out and it's not even coming my way. Uh but at the same time, like there still has been an overwhelmingly positive response, and I love that, and I appreciate that so much. I think it's like it makes me feel really good. We're like it was just this silly thing, like it literally just was happenstance. That was just like, oh, God, like I was gonna start going to like a cafe, like walking distance from
Mm-hmm.
my house and just going to work there, and then I was like, oh wait, I have this pass. I could just and I get me all my meals included and my drinks. I could just go there. Um, I think there have obviously there like you said there have been a few people upset at me that are like, oh, you're doing this. People have been like, let's find his employer, let's report him to his boss, and I'm like, joke's on you. I'm self-employed. Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess the argument could go, as long as you're getting the work done, who cares where you're doing the work from? Uh, it just, yeah, I found that take to be a rather bizarre one, because when you're a comedian, like, this whole thing sounds like a joke, and this might be just a giant punchline that we're all getting to share in. So, kudos to you on that. I want to shift gears slightly, because I also know you're an advocate for mental health awareness, and you do fundraising through your stand up act for CAMH and stuff. And I just, part of me wonders, and we kind of touched on this, but like, why would you put yourself in this environment where there's so much distraction, there's so much going on? It doesn't, it just seems like a hyper stimulated environment. Amusement parks are, by their nature, just very stimulating. And I'm wondering, like, how have you coped with this, or has this been therapeutic at all, or is, like, what, how are you coping with that aspect of it?
for sure. I mean, like, obviously, yeah. I mean, there's tons of stimulus at a there's stimuli at an amusement park, right? There's tons of rides. There's screaming kids. There's music blaring everywhere. But again, like, to their credit, they create a very like nice environment in the VIP lounge. They actually even have to mine. I haven't been in, but they actually have like a quiet zone that's like right at the front of the park, where like if you are overstimulated, it's like very like muted. Apparently, it's got like muted tones and paint and like very muted music and stuff like that. So there are areas, to my knowledge, I haven't been in there, but to my knowledge, that does exist. Um, but I'm pretty like, especially I show up there, I put in my little headphones and I just kind of get to work. It's pretty easy to tune stuff out. It's never overly busy in the VIP. I think there's maybe been once or twice in the last, month and a half that I haven't been able to find a seat right away. Or that it's been like, and then maybe a handful of times where it's been like outrageously loud with lots of screaming children. But other than that, pretty relaxing and stuff. As far as how how it affects, I mean, being able to go on roller coasters and get that kind of thrill, that adrenaline rush is
Mhm.
also, I think it's great for mental health. As long as you're not like super afraid of roller coasters, obviously, if that's the case, don't do that. But
No, no.
but I love them.
Well, on that note, as I said just previously, I know that you do a lot of fundraising and a lot of awareness for CAMH, and I want to give you the opportunity, if you can, just because I know you have a few upcoming dates and upcoming events to fundraise for CAMH. I'm wondering if do you want to do a shill or a pitch or because I know many of our listeners would be curious to know how can they help support this CAMH and other mental health awareness endeavors.
For sure. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, here's my shameless self promotion for some stuff.
And we're out of
Um,
time. I'm sorry, but no, just I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I kid.
I love that. Uh, but yeah, no, I mean, so some stuff that I do. I mean, the whole reason why I work with CAMH is because I was a former inpatient at CAMH 5 years ago. They saved my life. I can't say enough amazing things about them. I will forever be indebted to that wonderful organization. And I've been running a series of mental health themed comedy showcases that I call Mental Hell, because I'm a sucker for a good pun. And I've been doing that for about 3 years now. Um, and then for about 2.5 years, I've also been teaching a stand-up comedy for mental health course with CAMH. And it's an 11-week course where I kind of teach participants to reframe their lived experience and trauma through the lens of stand-up comedy, where I teach them the basics of comedy, setups, punchlines, etc. We have some weeks on like ethics in comedy because especially when you're dealing with really sensitive and serious subject matter like mental health, want to make sure we're coming at it from a mindful perspective and a respectful place. Uh, there's elements of peer support because I'm a mental health peer support worker. I used to work for a community housing nonprofit downtown
Hmm.
a couple of years ago. I and like I learned very quickly that frontline work was not for me. Being on 100% of the time, 8 hours a day was it drained my cup too much. And so I was like, well, what else am I good at? I am very comfortable being shamelessly myself in public and getting in front of crowds of dozens or hundreds of people and, airing my dirty laundry and kind of, if people can relate to anything in my experience, like that is what peer support is at the end of the day. I think stand-up comedy is a form of peer support because you see this person on a stage doing well, and you can kind of, when I talk about what it's like dealing with crippling depression or being hospitalized or struggling to find the right medication, I wind up having the best conversations with people after shows about, any and all topics under the sun. But I did the ADHD thing where I rambled a bit there. The point being that
Yeah.
the upcoming show that I have right now is on October 9th. It's at Cake Cabaret, which is at Pape and Danforth. It's 627 Danforth Avenue in Toronto. The doors open at 7. Show starts at 7:30. It's a nice early show because it's a Thursday. Of an amazing lineup of comics. And this time, I just in May, I actually started partnering with the Canadian Mental Health Association of Toronto, their Toronto branch, and they've been doing incredible stuff. And the proceeds from this particular show, all the ticket profits, after paying the acts and the marketing and everything, every last cent after that is being donated to CMHA Toronto. Specifically, that money is going towards their mobile crisis teams. So when you dial 211, and the mobile crisis team shows up, it's those guys, and
Mhm.
that's like they do awesome stuff.
So you could say something about laughter being the best medicine, I suppose.
Hmm.
In this case, yeah, I mean that is fantastic, and I always find it interesting to hear how people kind of turn a perceived weakness into a strength, um, and up in it. So if you're in the neighborhood, folks, well, I'll try and put a link to the show notes, so you can buy a ticket and help support a great cause. Uh, Coming back to Wonderland, I am right now. What's the best thing that you would say about working at Wonderland? And it could be a ride, it could be the food. Like what right now? What is it that you're just like? Yeah, this makes me get up in the morning to do this.
Honestly, so like I struggle with routine. Routine is hard. The fact that I have a routine now, I have a reason to get up in the morning. I know I'm going to Wonderland. I know that I'm going to go get some work done. The productivity, I know, I still know that it sounds crazy, but like I'm actually getting a lot of work done while I'm there. Now making these videos has become part of my job because now
Mm-hmm.
I'm a content creator now. I'm an influencer of sorts. People tell me in the comments all the time. They're like, "Oh, I went to Manchu Walk now because I saw you had this," or "Oh, I tried Peace Tea because you drink it at the park," or whatever it is. So Peace Tea, Manchu Walk. If you're seeing this, sponsor me. But like, but but so I mean, so that has like gotten a little bit in the way of like the other types of productivity that I'm doing. But I am still I'm cutting and editing videos of previous stand-up performances because I do want to start reminding people on my
Mm-hmm.
social media that like, oh, I also do this comedy thing professionally. uh, and I'm constantly writing new jokes. Writing like I do a lot of like speaking engagements for
Mm-hmm.
mental health organizations as well. And so, I'll sit there and I'll write a speech or like come up with ideas. I constantly update my slides for my comedy therapy program. There's a lot of stuff that I get done, and I'd say like that is definitely the best piece because I have that accountability. Like it has been wildly helpful. But on top of that, obviously, not having to cook is a big win too. I really enjoy the food. The people are like, oh, you must get tired of eating the same thing every day. I'm like, not really. Like it's, I
All right.
hyperfixate on food. That's a thing that happens, and there's
And
enough variety that like I can mix and match around if I need to.
I hear you. There's nothing wrong with a good corn dog every now and again. uh, after coming out of the summer on this, you're going into the fall, and this might be too early for you to answer this, but I'll ask it anyways. Would you do this again, like next year when you have to renew the park pass? Would you do this, or are you thinking maybe you'll find another season pass holder to haunt and darken their doorways a bit?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna keep doing this next summer for sure. I mean, I'm still gonna be there, right? They're open on weekend hours, so from Friday to Sunday from now until the end of December.
Hmm.
I'm still there every day. I was there every day this weekend, every day last weekend. And when the summer kicks up again, I will definitely be there 5 days a week at least. Just because again, it is fueling this productivity. I am doing good work there. Um, and and it's also, I mean, then there's days where I just go for leisure, and it's like I'm gonna do an all rides day and go hang out with a friend or hang out with my partner or whatnot. So I'm definitely gonna be there next, like in full force next summer too.
Well, look forward to see how this goes next year, and I'm hoping that maybe this turns into one day you do a Netflix special at the park gate. Who knows what might come out of this? If you do, remember us and make sure you drop a drop our name in the set.
100% will do.
Thank you very much, Ryan, for taking the time to come on here. Here's hoping to that the park stays welcoming, and it's a fun year ahead for you. All the best.
Thank you so much. Same to you.
Hi, it's Ashley and Jess with Wellness Reality Check. We are two health practitioners, moms, and best friends trying to navigate the world of holistic health in a balanced, productive way that brings health to our lives instead of dogmatic extremes. We'll be breaking down health trends, interviewing your favorite health influencers, and always keeping it real. We hope this podcast brings listeners back down to earth, providing a dose of reality in the often idealized world of health and wellness.
Wellness Reality Check. Follow the show now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or at wellnessrealitycheck.com.
Are your poor communication skills holding you back from being the leader you know you can be? The Master Communicator is a podcast that can help you improve your communication skills in just a few minutes a week. I'm David Tyler, a broadcaster and communication coach, and each week I deliver bite-sized masterclasses for busy leaders like you. Each episode is packed with practical techniques and strategies to help you navigate challenging conversations, delivering impactful messages, and inspire your team. Whether you're looking to enhance your executive presence, build a culture of trust, or simply lead with more confidence, the Master Communicator is your go-to resource. Subscribe now and start your journey to becoming the leader you were meant to be. Transform your communication skills, one episode at a time.